the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. ESPN's Major League Baseball Division Series is presented by Budweiser. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. The king of beers.
Chris Berman, Rick Sutcliffe, Mike Piazza, Aaron Andrews with you here in the top of the 8th. The White Sox lead 5-4. Mark Buehrle has pitched him this far, and okay, you're 24 years of old. You're Bobby Jenks. You were pitching in Double-A Birmingham until July 5th. Now you're the closer. You're going to come in for your first postseason appearance, and you're going to face, with a 1-run lead in the top of the 8th, Manny Ramirez with 45 home runs. Hello.
Yeah, but Mike, you see what he's facing him with? 98 at the knees on the outside corner.
And just that disposition of a closer, sometimes you just want him to say, hey, the difference is we get more meal money up here. Have the same attitude. Not know who you're pitching to.
Interesting. I want to ask you this. Like we said, Papelbon, hard-throwing righty, had trouble with right-handers and did well against lefties. Right-hand hitters against Jenks, 298. Lefties, 105. What would that be?
Just making mistakes, Boomer, with that breaking ball, as did Papelbon. He hung a slider. What'd you call it when it just spins?
Cement mixer. It just kind of stays there. It doesn't do much. And I think it's easier for a right-handed pitcher, especially for someone to come in on left-handed hitters, because he's thrown across his body. He could close up a little bit. Coming in on right-handed hitters, you do have a little bit of fear you're going to hit him.
And for a right-handed pitcher, Mike, you can change speeds away to a left-handed hitter. You can't to a right-hander.
You can get some more tilt off the table.
Yep.
Swung on and missed by Ramirez. It's 2-2. Power versus power. And there's the closer for much of the year, Dustin Kermanson. And, of course, we saw Neil Kotz yesterday getting out the lefty.
That was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. Very difficult to hit. You really have to get on top of that pitch.
Rip to center field. But Rowand is there. The 12th putout in center field tonight. A huge out for the youngster Jenks. One gone in the Boston 8th.
Well, Jenks here has great stuff, but Manny's a great hitter. Manny stayed back and just fastball down. Let me just drop the bat on the ball there. Hit the ball firm to center field. Didn't get enough under it to get it out of the ballpark, but still, I mean, it was a nice swing.
Now here's Jason.
Much more.
All right, Mike, here's Jason Varitek, 2 for 3, 2 sharp singles. You saw the brief bio on Jenks. More on him after this pitch. Little chopper. Konerko. Does Jenks get over? Yeah. Very cool, calm, and collected.
Boomer, exactly. He turned it into an easy play. Look at him go as quick as he could. Now he holds up a little bit. Nice big target for Konerko. But by him busting it the first 30 feet, then it was an easy play. If you try to time that, it could be a lot tougher.
This is Trot Nixon, 0 for 3. Bobby Jenks, 6'3", 270. 5th-round pick to the Angels in 2000. Was a starter, had a lot of right elbow trouble in his years in the minors. And then he was waived by the Angels in December last year. Picked up by the White Sox. Hey, we're going to make you a reliever. He goes to Double-A Birmingham. He does just that. Pitches down there. 35 appearances with 19 saves. You're in the bigs on July 5th. He's in the bigs right now. What a fast track, huh? From starter to release to a team that's won 99 plus 1 games thus far, and you're the closer.
And sometimes for a team to win, you need a story like that. You need a piece of the puzzle that just comes out of nowhere. Well, not necessarily out of nowhere, but just a kid with a lot of talent who's figured it out.
But Nixon hits one down the line.
What did we say about one swing of the bat?
Both teams are right there.
Yeah, they are.
To hit 97, you got to turn up the fan a little bit, as we said, and just a little in front of that pitch.
Sellout crowd on their feet here in Chicago.
Equally as good as his fastball, he's got a devastating overhand curveball. He hasn't thrown one for a strike yet, but when he gets the two of those going, he is almost unhittable.
Up top, 2-2. Jenks this year, 32 games with the White Sox. 1-0, 2.75 ERA with 6 saves. 50 Ks in 39 1/3 innings here in the Bigs. Nixon has worked him to a full count. Yeah, you had the feeling this would be a gut wrencher eventually in some way, shape, or form. Bill Miller on deck.
And as we said, Boston not trying to help him out, not trying to go out of the strike zone. Make him pitch, make him throw strikes.
So Nixon, the tying run on, and here's Bill Miller. Billy looking for his first hit of this series. He's 0 for 7.
That happens so many times with a young pitcher, where you give up a ball that was hit hard, it almost was a home run, tied the game, just went foul, and then you pitch away from contact. Now you make a mistake here, and you not only give up the tying run, but it could be the go-ahead run for Terry Francona.
And when I face a guy who's got great stuff and throws really hard, I realize he's doing a lot of the work. So I don't necessarily have to put a big swing on the ball. I just want to try and get the barrel to the ball. And it's so much easier said than done.
Here's a guy who would understand that. In there for a strike to Miller.
Because your natural tendency is to swing harder. I got to swing harder, but you don't necessarily want to do that here. Dave Parker used to say, I just want to tap the ball.
That'll be out of play.
Boomer, here's to me the difference too with Boston and the bench that they had last year as opposed to now. If you got Dave Roberts, big slow leg kick that Jenks has got, to me, I'm going to put Roberts in there, steal second, and take the pressure off of Billy Miller of hitting a double or a homer. Now just get a single, as you did off Mariano Rivera, to tie it up.
Breaking ball missed away, 1-2.
Pretty good pitch.
There's that big hook you talked about. Just can't find the release point on that pitch. But with 2 strikes, does not want to make a mistake with it.
Oh, they wanted it again. Miller with a good eye. And
which Bill Miller are you talking about?
Both Bill Millers, the home plate umpire and the man at the plate.
Look at K-zone. Look at how far this ball moves. Przinsky tries to help it a little bit. If it would have been a strike, the inning would have been over.
Rip, but again they're positioned perfectly. It's Iguchi to Konerko, and the Red Sox are gone here in the 8th. Heading to the bottom of the 8th in Chicago. 5-4 White Sox.
So what's different about Budweiser Select? Good question. First, we start with a blend of the finest hand-selected North American and Bavarian hop varieties picked straight from the vine. Then we take the time to brew Budweiser Select longer. So you get a beer with light beer stats and a distinct bold taste that finishes clean. So why settle for anything less? Be selected.
Okay, you never told.
What was that?
Crunchy!
Guys, I got...
Want something crunchy?
Guys?
Taco Bell is open late. Feed your need for all the crunchy, grilled, marinated, spicy, and melty taste you can only get at Taco Bell. Want to spice up the night? Think outside the bun. Open till midnight or later.
Verizon Wireless welcomes you in, sweet.
You can now call any of our customers.
Customers as much as you want.
And text and pick them too.
Now that you're officially...
Now that you're officially in?
Celebrate.
Get in. Only Verizon Wireless offers unlimited in-calling plus unlimited text and pics for just $5 more a month. And when you buy an LG camera phone, you'll get an LG Color flip phone free. Join in and make calls on the nation's most reliable wireless network. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Impala. Available with the powerful 303 horsepower small block V8 that delivers a remarkable 28 miles per gallon highway. It's a whole new animal. Chevy Impala, an American revolution.
Nicorette Fresh Mint is different. It's the first and only stop-smoking gum coated with a cool burst of mint flavor. In fact, consumers prefer the taste 2-to-1 over any stop-smoking gum. It tastes great and fights cravings fast. Nicorette Fresh Mint. Start chewing, start quitting.
Jeter's getting set. He lead off tonight for Joe Torre. Tino Martinez hits ninth and plays first. Bernie Williams back in center field. Boomer, right back to you we go.
Now, Ravi, thank you. He won't get Derek Jeter. Certainly not out in Anaheim. The ovation that this leadoff man at the bottom of the eighth just got. Tadahito Iguchi, 30 years of age from Tokyo. His first year here with the White Sox in the bigs here in the States. And his 3-run homer gave the White Sox their 5-4 lead right at John Olerud. So Iguchi is gone. His home run came in the 5th after Tony Graffanino on potentially a double play ball on a bullet by Uribe. 2 batters later with the extra out, the 3-run shot of Iguchi and a 4-0 Red Sox lead was gone. Graffanino will have a chance to make amends. He's due to hit second in the Boston ninth. 8-9-1 due up for the Red Sox. If you're looking at it, Olerud, Graffanino, and Damon.
And kind of a tale of 2 second basemen tonight. One real good and one not as good.
Jermaine Dye looking for his first hit of the series. Has it. Let's check out who's left on the bench, presented by ING for Boston. Of course, we don't see Kevin Millar there, and he certainly would be the one that you might think if the pinch hit, although I don't think so. Eubanks is left on the bench. Terry Francona will probably go with his guys, although remember now, Olerud's been on the ball tonight. Here's Konerko, who might have his own thoughts about this remaining a 1-run game.
Yeah. It's a great situation here for Paulie.
Meanwhile, how about the Papelbon? Him pressed into his first postseason. And Konerko hits it to center field, but again, the center fielder has enough room to make the grab. Damon has it. Dye back to first.
I don't think Paulie there was choking up and trying to go to right field. I think he was trying.
He turned the fan up.
Yeah, he was trying to get a little insurance. Let me reach, get that knee up. Ooh, and it just cut under the ball.
He's
Good
had
swing.
such a good, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's made 3 outs, all of them on fly balls to Damon. He's had a base hit.
And that's what your manager wants. I mean, go ahead, swing, let it go. Hit it out of the ballpark.
And I think what you want right now, you want to manufacture another run. Yeah. I think Jermaine Dye will have the green light. If he can get a jump, go ahead and try to run.
Papelbon keeping an eye on Dye, who can move for a big guy. So Papelbon has faced 5 White Sox, 2 of them single.
And Rick, as you said, I mean, you could afford to be more aggressive when you're ahead, not when you're behind. You never want to run yourself out of an inning.
Everett's aggressive, but he just gets under this one. A rainmaker to right. Nixon is there, and we go to the ninth. Big Bobby trying to hold a 5-4 lead.
Koala bears. Cute, fuzzy, wuzzy little koala bears.
With the prize of 10 days down under, it's hard to concentrate on anything besides the Australian sweepstakes. To enter, go to directtv.com and click on the new viewer circle, exclusively for DirecTV customers.
Hey, mates, throw some shrimp on the baby. Orby. Irby?
Dreams can come true in the viewer circle at directtv.com.
Each year, DirecTV delivers more live sports programming than any other cable or satellite provider. And the best place to catch all of it, including your favorite college teams, is Sports Pack, only from DirecTV. Over 30 specialty and regional sports networks. All for just $12 or less per month. Order Sports Pack now at DirecTV.com or call 1-800-DirecTV.
ESPN Original Entertainment presents the story of a student who walked onto the track a man and left a legend. 4 minutes. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Salmon spend most of their adult lives in the ocean. After maturing, they migrate back to spawn in the same rivers and streams where they were born. It is here that many a salmon's life is cut short. However, there is good news. I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Tonight, the postseason tripleheader continues. Last night, the Yankee bats came out.
Deep to left, all the way back at the wall.
How will Vlad and the Angels respond in Game 2? The Major League Baseball Division Series continues tonight at 10 on ESPN.
Our coverage of Major League Baseball's Division Series presented by Budweiser. You knew this game would not be of the 14-2 variety like last night. White Sox 5, the Red Sox 4, and starting tonight against Bobby Jenks. 24-year-old closer trying to do it the old-fashioned way. A 2-inning close. Veteran John Olerud, who has nothing to show for 2 hard-hit balls to center field and a grounder back to the pitcher. And on deck is Tony Graffanino, who will have a chance. He made the most of a chance that he had earlier this year against this man, Bobby Jenks. Graffanino had a 3-run homer on September 5th off Jenks. It was a 5-3 loss. Meanwhile, Jenks deals to Olerud. It's 1-1. Told you that Jenks much tougher on left-handers than he is right-handers. 105 lefties hitting him. Tapper, Olerud. Over to Konerko, 1 out in the 9th.
Tell you what, he looks pretty composed, doesn't he?
And as we said earlier, sometimes the first out of the inning is the biggest out of the inning.
Yep.
Especially for a closer.
And now if there's ever a guy that wants some sort of base hit, like that home run that he hit we talked about last month in that makeup gay on Labor Day at Fenway Park, it would be Tony Graffanino.
I think if he could just get on base here, that would be a moral victory for Tony. Give your team a chance. This is where Johnny can hit an extra base hit. Tony runs pretty well. Score on a double.
Inside to Graffanino, 2-0.
He's getting a little bit out of sorts mechanically, that being Jenks. I saw you motion that too. He's starting to really fly open with that front side. You drag that arm behind, you lose velocity and you lose your location.
Kotz the lefty up. Hermanson is already warm. Taken all the way. Graffanino, strike 1, 2-1.
It's almost like he threw a little cutter there.
Yeah.
Probably some late movement coming back to that inside corner.
And again, he probably subtract a little bit, get that ball back in the strike zone. The hitter gives him an advantage.
Ripped by Graffanino to the left center field gap. Over quickly and sliding is Podsednik. Graffanino tried for 2. Safe.
Good for him. Good for Tony, man.
How about that?
What a great guy. He's one of all of our favorites.
Oh,
and
man,
nobody feeling worse than he does right now, Mike. That's a pretty good little swing.
Nice little swing, just nice short. Just, as I said, dropped the head of the bat on the ball. Aggressive here, taking the extra base, getting into scoring position.
And how about not even though Podsednik gets over there, I'm going for two, says Graffanino.
I'm smelling it right here. I got to get to second base. I got to get in scoring position, try to tie this game up.
Now here's one of the Red Sox best, Johnny Damon, with the tying run at second base here in the ninth. Jenks being summoned from Double-A to try to get a 2-inning postseason save. Swung and missed by Damon. Of course, summoned 3 months ago from Double-A, but you talk about where am I?
Well, how far has his stock risen, too, with Ozzie Guillen? I mean, he goes to him in the 8th instead of the other options that he has had. You got a left-handed hitter. They're not going to pinch hit for him. He's got a left-handed reliever ready, but no.
Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. Up top, Damon, 1-1.
I remember Walter Alston, the great Dodger manager, many years ago, upset over a 1-run loss, saying that it was his fault. Talking about in a 1-run game, one manager or the other could have done something different to change the outcome. A 2- or 3-run game, usually it's a starting pitcher or the other. 4 runs or more offensively, somebody did something.
Walt Alston would have loved the job Ozzie Guillen did, because in 1-run games this year, the White Sox 35-18.
That's an unbelievable record for a guy that never managed anywhere before. Just his second year at the big league level to be pushing all the right buttons.
Three and two.
And a great training tool for your staff, because you're in 1-run games. There's always pressure every game. You always have the tying run at the plate, so you know that it's going to give your bullpen a great sort of experience to get better, and especially when you get to postseason play.
Fisted. Krzinski. 2 outs.
Mike, that's the difference right there between 88 and 98. You got to make up your mind right away if you're going to swing or not. That little late movement. You don't think there's a difference. I mean, don't go out there and get in your car and try it, but 6 miles an hour on a speeding ticket, you'll find out there's a difference.
I think Ozzie wanted to catch that ball himself.
He did. The tying run, Graffanino at second with 2 outs. Edgar Renteria 2 for 4 up. David Ortiz, the RBI leader in the majors, on deck, but will he get a chance at all? To short, Uribe, Konerko, and the Chicago White Sox, who had lost 9 straight home postseason games. Their last win was 1959. Now have 2 in 2 days at home. And the Boston Red Sox, no strangers to having their backs against the wall, are firm up against it right now. Game 3 will be at Fenway at 4 Eastern. Game 4, if necessary, at Fenway. Game 5, if necessary, which sounds good to Boston now, would be back here Sunday.
We talked about it in Game 5. If it goes that far, it'll be Contreras right back here. He dominated in Game 1. But Freddie Garcia has dominated on the road. He's pitching Game 3.
against Tim Wakefield, who's been great for Boston. But our Chevrolet player of the game, Tadahito Iguchi, in recognition of his outstanding play, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to the Boys and Girls Club of America. A 5-run first in Game 1, a 5-run fifth in Game 2, a 2-0 lead after 2 for the White Sox.
They talked about all the power that the White Sox lost over the winter with Carlos Lee, Maglio Ordonez, Valentin, even Frank Thomas. How about the power they have gained? Podsednik, he went deep. Brzezinski went deep twice yesterday, and Mike Iguchi tonight.
You know what? It's enough power to light up the south side, I can tell you that. Let's head down to the field with Aaron Andrews in a very loud cell. Aaron?
Certainly, Groomer, thanks. Ozzie, bottom of the fifth, Juan Uribe hits that grounder to Tony Graffanino. What is going through your mind?
Well, I think the balls bounce away. I think when you're in good role, I think when you're playing good, a lot of good things happen to you. And when that happened, I told one of the guys next to me, I said, well, we're going to have a chance because that thing don't happen too often.
What does something like that do to your offense?
Well, you know, you keep it up. I think a lot of people, when they score 4 runs the first couple innings, a lot of people thought it was down. But, you know, all guys just keep it up and keep the faith, and they have good at-bats.
You told us yesterday, Tadahito Iguchi, the best player on your team. He hits that 3-run blast to put you ahead. Your thoughts as you're watching it?
Well, I watch this kid play every day. Most of the home run he have. You know, it's huge for us. I think this kid come from Japan. He had a lot of home runs. Then all the song he come to the state. I put him in the batting second. And he do a tremendous job for me.
You go to Boston now with a 2-0 lead. What's the mindset?
Well, right now we go to the place that play real well. But also we play pretty good in the road trip. I think Freddie and Garland have a good chance. The only thing about winning this game, we know we're going to come back to Chicago just in case.
Thanks so much. We'll see you in Boston.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
All right, Aaron, thank you very much. Some things to think about. Chicago, the best road record in the major leagues. Boston, the best home record in the major leagues. And another thought on Ozzie, he said we had to change the team over. We're never going to play 1-run games all the time. That's what they did, son. Hats off to the White Sox as they go to Boston. I don't think they need a plane to make the flight. Iguchi with the 3-run homer. The White Sox win Game 2, 5-4. For Rick Sutcliffe and Mike Piazza and Aaron Andrews and our crew here in Chicago, we thank you for watching. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Once again, the final. The White Sox 5, the Red Sox 4. We got the Yankees and Angels coming up next. How good does it get, Carl Ravage?
Boom, not much better.